This conference will now be recorded.
So today I'm going to teach you one tool which is called Sonarqube. So the first question which I'm having in my mind is what is Sonarqube? That is a question, right? So when I see Sonarqube, I see Sonarqube is a quality management tool. Okay, so quality management tool. I've been working with the Sonarqube from last I think 14 plus years. And earlier we used to call it Sonar, but they had some copyright problems with the name called Sonar, so they renamed to Sonarqube. So this is the quality management tool. Now, then you'll ask, okay, fine, what quality you are talking about? What kind of quality you are talking about? So here, when I'm talking about the quality, here I'm talking about code quality, and then second quality which I'm talking about is code quality, and the second quality I'm talking about is uh, test quality. Okay, test quality. Just a second. So, so code quality and test quality. So earlier, how we used to do the code quality? How we used to do the code quality? So earlier, we were doing the code quality. That means, let's say, if I write a code, then what I will do, I will ask my seniors to review the code. So that we used to call it a peers code review, correct? Peers code review. But that is not happening actually. It's not effective because my senior also will be having some work. He'll be also busy in this, that, and all. And not sure if my senior is really qualified to do the code review, right? Sometime you know that, right? Seniors are less qualified in terms of coding skills compared to the juniors because they are having bright minds and they do a lot of things, right? So quality, the one which I'm talking about, how do you code quality? Okay, and test quality, peer code review. And here test quality means what? Test quality means it's the one which I'm talking about, the code coverage and test coverage. Now code coverage and test coverage is a dedicated session we have, which I'll discuss at the end of this, probably after before Jenkins and all. I'll cover this one. Okay, but today we will focus on the code quality. Okay, so now when I say Sonarqube is a quality management tool, and quality means code quality and stuff like that. So peer code review, we are not doing it. So here we are doing static code review. Now what is static code review? This we'll discuss in some time. Just give me some time and we'll get into that. So quality means you understood. Management means you also understood that managing the quality, um, and so on. And tool, of course we know that. So yes, Sonarqube is a managing code quality, test quality at their platform. All of you are comfortable so far? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So now next question is, okay, fine. Which tool, which programming language it has been used to develop this? So this tool particularly is developed in Java. So the moment I say Java, many questions answered actually. If you ask me, Rajesh, can I install in Linux? Yes, why not? Java can be installed. If you ask me, Rajesh, can I install in Windows? Yes. Mac? Yes. But to run any Java program, you need something, correct? So what we need? We need the JRE, correct now? And Java home. So these are the things which we need to understand. The moment we say Java, few questions automatically answer. Now, second thing is like this have a multiple releases. Okay, this have a multiple releases. So some of the releases which I am going to tell you here is a community release. and then developer release, and then enterprise release, data center release also you can say that. Enterprise release. So these are the three release we have. Now community release is a free of cost actually. Okay, free, and we can use it. Developer is a paid, and enterprise is also paid. Now if I go to Sonarqube download section, okay, there you can see easily and see here. Community release, developer, enterprise. Data center is nothing but the enterprise only, but they have a HA, high availability added. So these are the three primary release which we have. And if you want to see the difference between these three releases, you can see that here somewhere in downside. So basically here, if I show you, so these are the 17 language supports are there, but in a developer release, there are few other languages are also supported. And enterprise releases, we have a reporting, security related things, and few more languages we have here, right? So yeah, these are the things which we have. One of the major difference in community and developers are pull request. So basically this is one of the major feature every organizations nowadays they want it. So these are the major feature. And so yeah, these are the releases which we have, as we need to understand that. Now I'm going to show you this version of it, okay, community version of it. So we understood that, okay, it's developed in Java and released. Now which version they are on? So I think it's 8.x if I'm not wrong, 9.x. So 9.x is a from last 1 year only they are doing the very frequent release. So 4 to 5, 6, 7, it's all happened in last 2 years actually. So 9.x is the current release what they have. Now next question you have, okay, fine. Okay, why do we need Sonarqube? So one thing which you understood, like we need to manage the quality, but still we need to discuss about why do we need a Sonarqube. Okay, so before that we need to understand static code review. Okay, that's a static code review. So what is static code review? So understand that code review we all understand. Peers code review we all understand. Okay, my code will be reviewed by you or someone else who's experienced programmer. But you know what? In reality, it never happened. Just I don't know how many of you are from the programming background. Do you remember that any time your senior said, "Hey, let me review your code"? Many times we set up practices saying that, "Okay, we'll review the code," but we forget it. So how do we solve it? So instead of doing the peers code review earlier, which we were doing, we started doing the static code review. Static code review means the code, think simple, okay, code would be reviewed, okay, reviewed by code itself. Yes, so I have a my product code, and this code will be reviewed by code itself. Code means there are certain code which has been written to review the code. Okay, so now in a static code review we have our code, plenty of codes available in the market, and that is doing the review of the code. Are you understanding, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. So now guys, in standard keyword we call it, you know what, code is reviewed by rule. This code, understand that the code which review the code, what we call it in the world of analysis, we call it a rule. But you know what, for every check there is a different kind of code has been written. For example, there is one code will be written to check whether you are providing the comments in the code or not. There is one code has been written to check whether you have initialized some variable which you have not used it. there is one code which has been written which will check the security related issues, like some, did you mention some password, keyword, some password or token or certificate. So different kind of codes has been written. So one rule is not sufficient actually. One rule is not sufficient. So code, what we do, code would be reviewed by rules actually. Rules means we'll have a multiple code, multiple rules to check that my code. Security issue, bug issue, vulnerability issues, maintainability issues, correction issue, many issues, different types of check we do. So these are the rules. Okay, now these rules, how do we bundle it together? So that what we say, code is code reviewed by tool. Okay, tool. So see here, there was one code, we call it rule. Then we had a multiple code, multiple rules, and multiple tools, multiple rules. We club it together in one tool. Now code would be reviewed by tool, and which tool? SCA tool, static code review analysis tool. Static code review. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
So now the question is, okay, how many and tools we have for the code review? How many tools for static code review? Guys, we have hell lot of tools actually, because we want to review different things, right, of the code. So we have a hell lot of tools. So just do nothing but static code analysis tools. Put it in this, and I think more or less we are all trust this wiki. Okay, look at this. You see this as per the programming language. Okay, you have so many tools which will review the code and tell you what is the problem in your code. Okay, so let's say Java and Julia, I clicked by mistake. JavaScript, these are the Java one. Check style, find bugs. Find bugs will help you to find the bugs in the Java. Check style will check you the maintainability issues and styling issues. Okay, PMD, again it will check you the security and some bugs and all. Emma should be there somewhere, right? So these are the tools. Now you want to see that other languages, go on top and just click on this PHP. Oh, so many tools are there. Yeah, so yeah, see this PHP tools are there. Sonarqube, Score, this one. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
All of you? Yeah. So this is the static code analysis. Now coming back to our main topic, what is Sonarqube? So I said Sonarqube is a quality management tool. It's managing the quality, code quality and test quality. So now let's understand this simple way. Why do we need a Sonarqube? I'll not complicate your understanding with a very big word, but understand that in the real way. So let's say there is a one developer, okay, and there is a one laptop of developer. Now he has a product. Let's say he has a product of Java, JavaScript, CSS, and something like a front end, let's say PHP also, back end. So all these programming languages, he has a product. Now because I told you there's so many products we have, and for each tools we have a different check. So what he will do, he will try 5 SCA tool for Java, JavaScript also 5 SCA tool, and 5. So now every time he'll run to this 5 SCA tool on the Java code, how many reports he'll get it? 5 reports. 5 reports here, you also get it. Here also get 5 reports. So every scan, how many reports he'll get it? 15 reports. Okay. Now 15 reports he will run every day, 30 days, let's say. So just look at the complexity. 5 reports, 15 reports plus 30, 450 reports. Now these reports you may in HTML format or something like that. That's okay, or a CSV format or something. This is the one developers are doing it. Now the question is, simple question is, just replicate this whole things into multiple developers. Are you seeing the complexity for the enterprise? Think as a CTO, enterprise architect. Are you seeing the problems? Anyone who could guess what is the problem now for the enterprises?
It becomes too much complex. Reports
Managing
workload is
become, it's not for developer, it's not a complex, but for you, for the enterprise, it's become complex. We need what? So we need what? We need one place, managing place. Remember that I said management. Please read this here. I said management. So for the managing, so now the organization, what they want to control these tools actually. Which tool should be used, which tool should not be used. For my entire project, he want to control. This is the management. How do you manage this SCA tools? How do you manage the reportings? Who's doing what? Who's writing a good code? Who's writing a bad code and all stuff like that. So you want to manage this SCA tool, you want to manage the reports, you want to manage the history of reports, you want to know who is the guy who is the culprit for writing a bad code, when he has written, why he has written, where it is, how to correct it, all these things you want to know. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
So that's the reason we have a management tool for quality. And that's where the Sonarqube is coming. In a simple way, I'm trying to tell you. So Sonarqube is a platform where you can store all the SCA tools. Basically, tools means rules. Remember, that's the reason I said in a simple way. Rules. You will have thousands and thousands of reports, different projects. So here in Sonarqube, you have a multiple projects. Okay, multiple projects. Okay, role based access control, that means whom you want to give the more access, less access, all this thing. You have a rich UI to navigate the issues. Each project you can have you know uh, rules. Actually in Sonarqube we call it a profile, but I'll not complicate right now too much. Okay, so multiple rule sets, okay, which need to be applied, and then you have a reports, and the reports of what it's been, who, what, when, how, and all stuff like that. So many things are there. You experience Sonarqube and you'll understand. So did you understand the problem of the organization in terms of doing the static code analysis for the source code, not for your module only, but for all the modules, not for you only, for the team and all stuff like that? Make sense? All of you?
Yes.
Okay, so now next question is, Sonarqube is the only one tool which we have in the market? Actually, no. We have so many tools available in the market. So if you just type Sonarqube versus this one, you see these are the competitive tools which you can find it. You have a Coverity, you have a Sync, you have Fortify, Checkmax, and many tools are there, which is in competition with this one. But we are learning Sonarqube. Why? Because Sonarqube is the most important, most popular tool which we have in DevOps. Okay, so please understand this way. Other tools for SCA. Okay, so this is the things. Now, next questions I'm having in my mind is how to install Sonarqube. That is a how to install. So before installing the Sonarqube, you know what? I should also discuss Sonarqube architecture. Okay, Sonarqube architecture. So how it's been built around, because architecture is very important you to start working on Sonarqube. So first thing what we do in the Sonarqube, you have a Sonarqube server, and then you have a Sonarqube scanner, okay, and then Sonarqube scanner and the source code, because in the Sonarqube we have a source code which is very important, right? So Sonarqube server, scanner and source code. Now how it works and all, I must draw on pictures for it. Okay, so here this is a Sonarqube server. Okay, this is the server, let's call it server. Now this is your laptop, so workstation you can call it, or laptop, whatever, and put it in simple way only, so sometimes people get confused with the word. So laptop server, and so here we have this, let's divide this into the three part server. One is a rules part. What rules is, you know that, correct, all of you? What is the rules, all of you? Hello, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Scanning.
this is a yeah, this is a UI dashboard, okay, UI part, and this is the DB part. Though there are few more parts are there, I'm not adding it just to avoid the confusion. So server divided through three part. Here what we have, here you have a code, okay. Now think simple, I told you very clearly, and that is the rules or tool, whatever you want to call it, should review the code. So basically these rules need to run on the source code, but there is a difference. These two are in a different machine. These two are in different machine, right? So what to do now, and who will download the rules and apply on the source code in my laptop? So that's where we have a scanner. Please remember, scanner. So now I said three component, remember? I have a three component, which is server, which is this one. We have a scanner, which is here. You can call it agent also, broker also, but in Sonarqube we call it a scanner. So scanner is located in the laptop, remember, all the time, and the code you have of course in laptop, and server we have here. So now a scanner knows about the server location. We configure the scanner and knows about the server locations. So what to do, what we do, please understand this flow is very important, okay. The moment you run the scanner on the source code, okay, I repeat, the moment you run the scanner on the source code, scanner get to know what is the source code you have. Scanner has a capability to read the source code, whether it's a Java code or C++ code or PHP code or JavaScript or CSS or what exactly. So scanner has a capability to know that all this stuff. And you may have multiple code types also, like let's say JavaScript also, CSS also, HTML also, or Java also. All these things possible. So scanner know the code, and after that scanner travel to rules, I mean server, okay, and then download the rules to the local laptop in a cache and apply on the source. Okay, so this is the step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. The moment rules is run on the source code, you get a reports, correct? Now this reports scanner push to the database. So database, we have a historical, it is the database here it can be any database for this, for the thing. So here you have a rules, and here you have a UI, here you have a DB. So DB can be H2, it can be MS SQL, it can be PS, PostgreSQL. Earlier MySQL was also supported, but now in the current format, Sonarqube is not supporting MySQL. Okay, so these are the Oracle also you can use it. Yeah. So these are the RDBMS, you can use it. So here database, here all the reports is being stored. So for this laptop is for the only one project, multiple projects you may have it. So reports, and from this reports you can see in the UI part, and here you can find out what is the issues, who made the issues, how to fix it, when it was introduced, where is the code, and all blah 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 information. You can get it in detailed. So this is the fourth, this is the fifth, this is the sixth. Now, did you understand the entire work architecture of the Sonarqube, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is important. So here we have a server, we have a scanner, we have a source code. Now, scanner, you know what, is multiple types actually. Okay, multiple types. What types? Let me show you. Sonarqube scanner. Put the in the Google. Here it is. See here, left side. If you look at this, understand this. These are the types of scanner we have. Now you may think, what kind of what is the difference? There's no difference actually. All are jar files only, because I told you this product is developed in Java, right? So all are jar file only. This is scanner are jar files only. But the difference is, let's say if you are running the scanner through command line, use this one. If you are running the scanner through the Gradle, use this scanner. If you are running .NET, Maven, Azure DevOps, Jenkins as a plugin, this is a plugins, okay, and Azure DevOps, this is also as a plugin. Sonarqube, Maven, this is also downloaded as a central repository. Remember that? So all these things, and so same, all are same jar file of scanner, but put it in a different wrapper for supporting Gradle, .NET, Maven, Azure DevOps, Jenkins. Okay, so some of these we'll use. For example, we will use Jenkins one later. Today I'm going to use this one. Okay, I will use this one also, Maven. I'll use this one also. Good. Are you understanding, all of you? Yeah. So
Yes.
this is scanner types. So command line first I'll start with, and then we'll migrate to Maven and Adapter. So these are scanner types. Please remember that. Okay. Now, one thing I said very clearly, scanner need to run on the source code. Please remember this statement. Okay, please remember this statement. Scanner run the source code on the source code. Okay, now the question is, I am having one question in my mind, and that is, let's say scanner I run in the source code. So how this scanner will label them, this particular reports which you are sending to the Sonarqube is a part of which project, project X or Y? Are you understanding?
Yes.
Right? So that is this kind of information, we call it a metadata. Metadata means scanner should label that report with some project name, right? Because I told you, right, Sonarqube is for the enterprise management. Multiple projects can be managed at this place. Multiple projects can be managed, right? So how do we label that? So you know what? Scanner read, there is one property file actually. So here I am going to call out here I am going to call out scanner read the property file. What name of the file? Read a file in code, and the file is project property. You will have to remember that. Properties. This property file you can control, you can modify whatever the name of the projects which you want to name it, you can. Now in the command line, when you run, you have to create this property file. But you know what? If you're running through the Gradle or Maven, you don't need to create a property file. Automatically it gets generated in the file in the memory. So that's the advantage. In Jenkins, you can override it also. That is possible. I'll show you. So always remember, when you run the scanner on the source code, it read also the property file for meta information. So far so comfortable, right? Any questions? Any questions?
One
Okay.
question I have, which is, you said it runs on the source code, right? Scans all
Yes.
the vulnerabilities in the source code.
Yeah.
So let's say I am running the Sonar scan. So we have some third-party libraries as well.
Yes.
It will scan them and show the results for them as well.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
So
It will.
if we
It will do
found
the
some
same.
issue in the third-party library code,
Yeah.
what should ideally a developer be doing in that case?
No, nothing you can do about. You have to take a call whether you want to use it or not. Simple. So here you can do one thing. Sorry. You can do one thing. You can ask your scanner, hey scanner, please include only this file, this code, or exclude this code. So you can specify that those are customization is there. So exclude only this code or include that code. So let's say you don't want to do the third party analysis. Typically we call it SCA. Please remember that. We call it no, sorry, not SCA. SCO we call it. I'm growing old actually. So just a second. SEO tools. Uh, S. What is this? Oh, I forgot this one. Just a second. Hold on. Scanning third party libraries, and that we call it. This is not coming. Just a second. Hold on. X-ray. JFrog X-ray. This we call it SCA. Actually, we call it SCA only, but it's not code analysis. It's called composition analysis. You have to remember composition analysis. So now many tools are there for that. Okay, third party checking. This is all. So here we have some of the tools which you see here. JFrog, the one which I was searching, X-ray, white source, Sonar type also, black type, GitHub. So that we call it composition analysis software. But the one which I'm discussing now, software code analysis, static code analysis. Got it? So now the
Okay.
question was, if you have a third-party library, yes, it will code, it will check. But if you don't want, exclude those codes. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So there'll be in a Sonarqube itself, there'll be some rules for do the there'll be some rules for doing this composition analysis, because third party library check, there is a different check you have to do that. So for that rules you can, in fact you can buy those rules also and apply upload in the Sonarqube and use this. Many tools are there which you can see here. Make sense? Okay, any other questions which you guys have? Okay, so now what we understood so far, what is Sonarqube? Okay, and basically it's for the managing the quality, kind of qualities like code quality and test quality. We have multiple versions of it, multiple releases of it. We also understand the what is static code review, and we also understand the some of the reasons for why we use Sonarqube. And then we understood architecture, server, scanner, and source code. So now next question is how to install Sonarqube. So I said, right, Sonarqube can be installed when you have a Java. So let's get started. I'm going to install. So template, I'm going to clone it. And this, I'm going to name it Sonarqube. Sonarqube. So this VM I'm creating for the Sonarqube dedicated, and full clone, done. Okay, so done. Now I'm going to start this VM. Normal start. root Rajesh 123. Now IP address, I will just get it. What is IP address? IP address is 111, right? Yeah. So clear the screen. It's 11 IP address, so 11 and Rajesh 123. Done. So now this is the fresh machine. I'm going to install the first Java. So now you know what I'm installing directly, but when you install, you should read the Sonarqube system prerequisite or not. Okay, installation prerequisite. So that is a good practice. What browser, what operating system, what Java version, all these things you must read it. I'm not complicating right now, but please understand. This will help you to get into the right way. So now I know few things like Java and all is important. 11. So what to do? So I'll just do Java install DevOps school. Any tutorial which you are looking for it, this way you will get it immediately. Okay, so I'm going to install the Java 11, right? And my operating system is CentOS. So I'm looking for here. So this is the command which will help me to install the Java. Okay, so clear the screen, install the Java. First, let me check Java installed or not. So Java -version is not there. Let me install the Java. Okay, yes. So Java installed. Now guys, what I will do, yeah, so that is done. So Java -version and it's installed. You see that here. Now there is a one thing which we need to know, and that is, in the server itself there is one component DB, we have it, but they use one component called Elasticsearch. Anyone have idea what is Elasticsearch? I'm going to teach Elasticsearch in SRE session and MD session also. Anyone?
Where we can write the logs and fetch the logs.
Yes, that is one case. So here you can do the log analysis. Okay, log storage basically. Elasticsearch is log storage. Okay, and this and searching and analysis. Many things are there actually in this. So now Elasticsearch can be used for storage, searching, and analysis. Okay, so these are the things. Now Elasticsearch is a tool. You know Google, right? All of you, google.com. So Elasticsearch can be used for creating internal search engine also. Yes, internal search engine. That means there's a site, for example, flipkart.com. Correct? Here. So we search mobile. I want mobile. So this search, which you see that, okay. So this kind of search can be empowered by Elasticsearch. Site search we call it. Log search also you can impart use Elasticsearch. So for Sonarqube, they have used Elasticsearch for the site search. And there is a one problem for the Elasticsearch is the Elasticsearch cannot run with the root user. Okay, cannot run with the root user. So what do we do in this case? So I have to become a normal user. So for that, what I'm doing, user add Rajesh, Su Rajesh, log into the Rajesh and go to my home. This is my home and I become a normal user and now I can install the Sonar. Will you remember that all the time? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now what to do? Nothing. Great. Java is installed. Now I'm going to uh, download the Sonarqube and extract it. So where exactly that Sonarqube is here? It should be here. And this download for free. Click on it and copy this URL. I don't want to download in my desktop, so cancel. And I'm just copying this URL, wget, paste, enter. Wget is not there, so yum install wget -y. Okay, I need to be root in this case. So Rajesh 123. Rajesh 123. Okay, there's a problem. Just a second, hold on. Exit PSW Rajesh. I'm setting the password of Rajesh. Rajesh 123. Rajesh 123. Done. Okay, now Su Rajesh and here I'm here. Yum install. I can install through the root also. I forgot. So okay, I think it's not added in sudo unit. That's the problem. Let me check. Yeah, it's not added. No problem. So I will install this using root. So yum install wget -y, and after that I'll become a root. I'm Rajesh. Okay. Now I am inside this directory, and now wget and this URL. Done. Okay. So I'm downloading the jar file. I think it's jar or tarball. I say jar, a zip file. It's a zip file. Done. Okay. So now this is the zip file I'm going to extract. Okay, unzip is also not there. So exit one more time. Yum install unzip using root, and then clear the screen. Su Rajesh now become Rajesh here. Now unzip Sonar. It's a 9.5 version. Okay. Now if you come to Sonarqube here, so if you see that here, Elasticsearch related files you have here, the Sonarqube libraries, the jar file you have here. If you install the plugins, additionally plugins you can also install to enhance the functionality of Sonarqube. So extension, logs, some temp locations, all the HTML and all file will be there here, CSS and all. Now that here I said, right, data, the database. So database will be here. So right now I'm using the default database, which is H2, but you can configure all other database also, which is here directory. If you want to modify the configurations of Sonarqube, like any configuration like port number or database information or heap size and all stuff like that. You can go inside conf directory. There's a property file. So see, last time I talked about the project property. This is Sonar property. Remember that. Don't get confused with the property file. So Sonar property is a configuration file for the Sonar, but project property is a configuration file for your project. Okay, so that's remember that. So the here you must while learning you must spend some time here also. So many things will be commented. Let's see the database information embedded S2. The port number is for this S2 is 9092. Web port also downside you have 9091. Let me show you here. Web server, this is a web server configuration. Okay, and here you see 9000 port number. Okay, if you want to change it, you have to uncomment this and change this one. And many like this, you have so much of configuration items here. You must check it out during the demo. Okay, now how to start and stop? So in the bin folder, start stop code will be there, and which you can see that here. So which platform I'm using? I'm using like Linux, and here sonar.sh is the file. Using that you can start and stop. So sonar.sh start. That's all. Now status, look for the status and it's running. So can we go and browse that? Remember that I have disabled the firewall. Oh, I have not disabled. It's a new VM, right? So system ctl stop firewall d, because I want to access from my laptop, right? Not from the VM. I don't have a browser in the VM. So firewall d, stop the firewall of my machine. Oh, let me stop the firewall using root, because my Rajesh is not added in the sudo. That's the problem. So here systemctl stop firewall d and disable firewall d for the any next demo. I don't want to troubleshoot and all, so I'll disable it. Done. So what is our port number? IP address 192.1.1 and port number 9000 here. So this is your Sonarqube. So did you find how to install the Sonarqube? Was it easy or difficult? All of you?
Seems to be easy.
Yeah. So now let's log into the Sonarqube. So one thing got ready here. If I look at this server, which the work is completed, done. Okay. Let it come. I should have given a little bit more RAM to it, but I completely forgot actually. But I don't want to go and, oh, it's a 6 GB. Yeah, it's good actually. RAM is good, so no problem. Yeah. So now username default, you know what? Admin, and password is admin123 if I remember correctly. Login. Password, try password itself. And admin last. Admin, it should work. Yeah. So now you have to change the password. So here admin is the old password, admin123, admin123 and update. So this is the Sonarqube what you have. All of you understood now?
Yes.
Yeah. So now if you look at this here, top navigations, here you have top navigations. I think by the moment you read it, you'll understand all the projects which your organization is having here, all the issues you have here, rules. I know you know that by now. Here, profile I'll teach you, quality gates. So here, this is the something which we have. So now what to do? Now next thing. So next thing what we'll do, we'll have a scanner and source code at one place. So if you look at the image, scanner and source code should be there in your laptop, correct? So this is my laptop, and I'll go, typically I work in C C tools directory. That's my favorite locations. Okay, and here I have Sonarqube folder. Okay, this is where all this my files are located. So where's the scanner? So scanner you have here. Now this scanner is the last demo, maybe in April or something. So I think I'll do the fresh demo. So let me, and here also there's a scanner for MS Build. This is scanner for MS Build again. So different scanners are there. This is for command line Java, command line. Okay. So now what I'm doing, this scanner I'm deleting in front of you. So I'll just go and download the scanner from where? Here. So you click on this scanner, this command line. You can download the .NET also if you are MS Builder or stuff like that. Okay, so here scanner, and you see here Linux, Windows, Mac. Just a second, give me 2 seconds. I'm getting one call. Yeah. Yeah. So Windows, Mac, Docker, and So which one what's my operating system? Laptop is in Windows, right? So Linux no, Windows yes, Mac no, Docker also is available. Download this. I'm doing from scratch, so you will not get confused. Some pre setup. So this is the download. Still is in progress. Now it's here. So scanner I downloaded. I'll just explode it in front of you. So you'll understand this. Nothing but this combination of some files. That's all. Still is scanning. Come on. Yeah, got it. So this is a scanner. Okay, I will copy it into the C tools, my favorite location. This is the place. Okay, now what I will do, I will extract it. Done. Okay, now what I will do, this got explode here somewhere. So I'll delete this now, and here this is my scanner. I don't like the too much long name on the folder structure. I get confused. So I'll just name it here scanner and move back. So now this is my scanner, and this I will delete this. So all of you understood how did I get a scanner? All of you?
Yes. Yes.
So here scanner file library is here. This is the jar file I was talking about. No matter which format of scanner you will download, you will get this jar file. Okay. And how do you call the scanner? So this is the bin file. Here you scanner. Sonar scanner.bat. It's for Windows, so bat. For Linux, it will be sh. And configuration. If you want to configure the scanner, then here is the file. Sonar scanner. Remember, don't get confused. Property file. For the project.property. For the Sonarqube server, sonar.property. For scanner, sonar-scanner property. Okay, so please keep this in mind. Good. So now, scanner also I got it in my laptop. Server also is done, right? Now what is the next? Source code. I need to have a source code, right? So I'll give you one locations, which is, so you can download the source code. Which locations? So lab project, all of my projects mostly you can find on the GitHub only. So one of those I'm just going Sonar, this hello world program. Look at this here. This is the source code, sample source code. Any source code you can use, that's not a problem. But this is sample source code. it has only 2 files actually, just to avoid the waiting waste and all. But it can be 2000 files also. Right now I have a Java code, but it can be tens of different languages also. Okay, that's the job of the scanner, to detect the languages, not mine. Okay, now I told you, remember that scanner will read the property file. So because I'm showing you manually, this property file I have to create it. If you are doing through Maven or Gradle, automatically it will generate a property file. You don't have to create it. So look at this, what exactly you have. Some of the required metadata, project key, project name, and version of your source code, whatever it is. And some other metadata also you have it. Right now it's not required, like where is the source code and all and stuff like that. So these are the 4
One
metadata.
question I have here.
Hmm.
What happens if the project name or project key is wrong? In that case, does it create a new project or does it fail the scan?
There's no wrong and right here. Whatever they you specify, the same project will be created as a Sonarqube here.
Yes,
Same
so
project.
if it doesn't exist here, what will
It
happen?
will create. It will create.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If it is exist, it will add the data. Remember this. Look at this flow here. Where is that? This reports will be added in the database to some project. Okay. So if you have existing project, they will add into the database those columns. Certain schemas are there, and if not, then it will create a new schema, new table. I mean, so new project.
Okay.
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now see, I don't have any projects. You see in front of you, I don't have any projects. Okay. So what to do? So I have a, where is that? Source code. Huh. So not this. I have a source code. We see. Okay, it's there. So I have a source code and which has a property file. Simple. Any source code you can scan it. Any source code if you have a property file. Okay, just for the demo. So now this is the simple code I am having, and this code I think I have downloaded already here. Okay, I have downloaded already here. This one. Okay, so this is the code. Now I'll delete this one. Okay, this is last run, so I'll just delete. And one more thing, all of you, don't copy the source code, download the source code and copy. Just clone the source code. Why I'm saying cloning the source code? Because if you clone it, you get a history. Okay, remember these are the history. 21 commits are there, no? Okay, so you get a history. If you copy the source code, you won't get a history. So scanner is very intelligent. If you give the scanner a history of the code, they will tell you what time it was introduced also. Many advantages are there. So I'm asking you to clone it. So git repository should be .git should be there. Not copy the code and run it. It will create, but you'll not have a history of it. It will not, a scanner will not read your history, what time it got committed and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the clone one. So this is also done. So far so good, right, all of you? So far so good.
Yes.
So now what to do? I told you very simple thing. Please remember the last statement which I said: run the scanner on the source code. That's all you have to do. So if I want to review some of your codes, I just need to run the scanner on the source code, and I get the entire reports in this particular flow. Everything will happen magically, whatever I explained it to you. So ultimately, I can go to the UI and see my project, and I can see who, what, when, and how to fix it and all everything. So can we do that? So where's my scanner? I just need to copy the path. Bin. This is my scanner. I should add in the path environment variable, but I'm not adding it because I want to show you everything raw so you can understand the flow. So this is my scanner and this is my file of the scanner. I'm not automating it, so you can understand manually. This is my scanner. What to do? Run in the source code. Where is the source code? Here is the source code. So here is the source code, and I need to run what? Scanner. Are you understanding, guys, all of you? Hello?
Yes.
So
Yes.
let me run it. clear the screen and run the scanner. That's all you need to do. Now it will happen, and you must read all this line. Okay, whatever the line it's coming, you must read while learning this, because it will help you. See here, sonar scanner property they are reading. Okay, and after that sonar project property they read it. So you should read all this thing and you get a confidence. There is an error actually. So you know what, I think I'm not going to solve this error. Anyone would like to help me here? First read the error and tell me, because in the world of DevOps, 80% of the work which involves reading the error.
I think it failed to connect to the server, I think.
Yeah. Anyone else? See here, if you look at this, scanner is hitting where? Localhost. My Sonarqube is running on the localhost? No. It's running on somewhere else.
Server.
Look at the architecture again. This is my server and this is the laptop. So by default, Sonar scanner look for the server in the same machine, but it's not there. So we have to tell, hey, scanner, your server is not in the same machine, but somewhere else. So how do I influence scanner? So scanner properties I showed you, remember? So go to scanner property. Here, this is a conf file, and modify this file. Open it with a Notepad++ or whatever it is, and here you see that the default location which was set to 9000 localhost. I need to do this one and put the localhost 192. I think I forgot that 192.192 and then 168.1.1.11. That's all. Many things you can provide in this file, many things, but right now not complicating. This should be sufficient. And can I go and run one more time? Clear the screen. Run the scanner on the source code. Now it's running. And when you are learning, you please read each line. It will help you to understand that overall entire flow, because log file of Sonarqube scanner is pretty much straightforward. Yeah, should be okay now. Let me check. Done, almost. So that's the reason I'm having only two files. because if you have more files, it will take more files. Waiting time will be there per session. So avoid that. So 2 source file is sufficient for the demo, which I did. Done. Execution successful. Results is live. Now I can go to Sonarqube server, refresh this. Click on the project, and you see that now Nokia X has come, because in the, if you remember, in my property file, where is that source code? Let's go to source code. Here, this is a project property file. Because of this, so all of you understood?
Yes.
Now let me check that details. I don't see it here. I need to check this. Now it's come. Now it's real come. I refresh it once again. So now let's find out what is the problem in my source code. My project is Nokia X. What is the problem in the source code? So if I see bugs 0, wonderful, good report. Reliability score, I got it 1. A, that's 1, means my product is reliable in terms of coding standard. Vulnerabilities, of course, is very good. A rating, we got it for that. 0 issues. Security hotspots, 0. But 1 hour of work debt is there. 1 hour of work debt. So what is 1 hour debt? Debt means what? So some of you might have taken the debt. Debt means debt. You have to pay some time. So let's say if I write a bad code today, tomorrow I have to spend some time to fix that. That's called technical debt. Technical debt is a very bad thing for the projects. Okay, so that's not good. But fortunately, I have only 1 hour of debt. That's good, manageable. But sometime if you look at the real project, you may have a 5,000 hours of debt. That's like one of the problem for the project. Project may die because of that. Because you can't keep fixing, you can't write a bad code and then keep fixing lifetime. So what is a profit center? Do you remember the DevOps section which we discussed in the correction waste? Do you remember that company have shut down because of technical debt, correction debt? Do you know that, right? Correct. So this is 1 hour of debt is manageable. I'm happy. Now, how many issues we have for this one debt? So there's a code smell. Code smell means you can say maintainability issues you have. Maintainability means not bad practices has been followed to write a code. I mean bad coding standard. So that it can be corrected. Now I want to know what is the 4 issues which he's talking about, Sonarqube. So click on it. And now you got to know these are the 4 issues you have in the code. So now, first question, what is the issue? This is the issue. In which code it has issue? Here you have issues. Who wrote this bad code? This bad code not follow the maintainability code, Rajesh Kumar. When he has written, okay, what type of issues? It's a code smell. Whether it's a major, minor, in that category of code smell, is it open or closed, fixed or something like that? Can we assign to someone else who can work on it? How much of time it required to fix that issue? You can't fool your management. You can't fool your management, because if you say, hey, it will take 2 days, immediately they will go to this place, the Sonarqube, and they say, hey, this bug can be fixed by in 30 minutes as per the Sonarqube. So maybe you might take 30 minutes. That's the maximum effort you can put. So why you are saying 2 days for it? And you can also comment for it. So now in my source code of 2 files, I have only 4 code maintainability issues. And how much total work is required to fix that issues? 1 hour. How to fix that issue? That also Sonarqube will tell you. Click on it. Okay. And here, this is where the issue is there. This code you have issues. Why this an issues? You have a some guidance for that. Maintainability issue is easy to fix. Not even 30 minutes, 5-10 minutes is okay to fix that. Okay, so there's a duplicate code blocks in my file. So that's it. So now this is the something which you need to understand. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, Raj.
Yeah. So now I told you, remember the two things. Here Sonarqube is used for managing the code quality, which just now I showed you. Test quality also, test code coverage and test coverage. So here this area which you see 0% coverage and all, this is for the coverage. I'll discuss in the next session. We have a Jacopo session, coverage session, which in that we'll discuss. And how much of duplicate code you have? 48% duplicate code you have, 31 line of code you have. Okay, now you can, I think this is because it's a website, you can browse it, click on the issues. Left side you can in the real time, the projects you may have hundreds of issues. So filtering is there by type, by severity, scope, resolution, status, and blah blah blah. You can filter it. My issues, if it is assigned to me, for example, this I'm assigning to myself. So I have one assigned issue, I have to work on it. This is the all issues of my project. Security hotspots, there's no security hotspots. That means it's not analyzed. You can configure to check more. Okay, measurement, whether and in terms of your code, reliable, yes, my code is reliable. Secured, yes. Maintainability, I think I have a bad feedback in maintainability. We have it. Okay, coverage, no. So all these things you can check this here. See, rating is B. Maintainability means the code is not been written as well the best practices. Review, I am getting 1 A, here A. So because there is not too much of code, so not much review is there. But you duplicate code, I'm having bad things. Size, hardly few lines of code. So overall, you can see that measuring this code, and you want to browse the code. So remember that I was having that code in my laptop. What has happened? This code got transferred to the Sonarqube, and you can browse the code also. See here, the same code which I downloaded here, you can browse the code here, and you can see which file has issues. You see that. So I want to browse, like, where is the code smell? Maintainability issues. Code smell means maintainability issue, not best practices has been followed, duplicate code and all. So see that these are the files. Which file have a problem? Okay, 2 issues you have in the first file, 2 issues you have in the second file. So let me go to the complex method.java, and here I see that it's a duplicate code. You will see that here 20 lines of code, and see here two code smell, and you can study here and fix that. Why this is an issue? You can see no coverage by test, all these things you can work on it. So are you able to understand this, how the Sonarqube will work for the developers and for the projects to improve the quality of the software coding? All of you? All of you?
Yes, we are following you.
Yeah. So activity, you see that how many times you ran actually. So every time you run, you should do the best practices. Change this 1.1 to 1.2. Every run you should change that. So right now, last run I did 1.1. Next run you should modify the source code, which I'm not doing it, and run this. Change the version. This is the version, and then do that. So why you should do that? So you can compare between the two versions, 2 releases, saying that okay, let me check whether my last release was having better code or this release is having better code. So you can compare between these two here. So these are the things which you have. So right now there's no two reports has not come, so that's the reason. You can see. So this is a Sonarqube. Using that you can manage the projects. Any questions so far, guys? All of you? All of you?
No, Raj.
I think we are okay. No question. Thanks.
Yeah. Now next thing is, let's understand what is the issue tab. I think this issue tab you understand. See here. Here when you go and look at the issue, this is the project specific issues. But when you go to issues here on top of it, it will give you all the project specific issues. Means let's say 5, 10, 20, 30 projects you have. Here you have all the issues for the each projects. And accordingly, you can filter it also. So I think this is a more or less understandable. So you can filter my issues and same thing. But where are the rules which got applied? If you remember that, Scanner downloaded the rules from the server and then applied on the source code. But from where? Here is the rules actually. How many rules you have? Look at it. These rules. Now you'll think these rules has come from where? Look at this here. What is the rules? Rules is nothing but the code. That's what I said here. Here, look at this. Code, but we call it rule. Multiple rules, we call it a tool. SCA tools, the list of tools which you have. So now you see here, these are the programming language and these are the number of rules we have. Now you must be wondering from where we got these rules. So you know what? Any rules which is open source can be shared. What Sonarqube did, Sonarqube developed some of the rules themselves also, and then they downloaded some of the open source rules and put it in the Sonarqube for us. Okay, so if you look at the Java, there's 619 rules we have. If you look at the other programming language, see here, we have a PHP, 257 lines of code we have. TypeScript, we have these. So these are the free rules actually. That's the reason Sonarqube has uploaded for us. So now you may ask, Rajesh, what about if I want more rules? Because the rules which is given by Sonarqube is not fulfilling my requirement. So I want more rules. Can we get it? Yes, you can get it. How do I get it? Install the plugins and you get the rules. There are many ways to install the plugins. I'll not complicate, but go to administration and you see marketplace, and these are the 3 addition information. And this, I understand a risk. Just click on it. It's the first time. And these are the plugins which you have it, which is not installed. You can install it. Not all plugins are for the rules. Remember that. So how do I study little bit better way? So there is one website which is called Sonar plugin. Please remember that. Sonarqube plugin. Remember that. And whatever the features is available somewhere here. sonarplugins.com. Please remember this. You have to spend a little bit of time here also. And I'm putting it here. Okay. So here, whatever that, how many plugins we have? It's growing by the way. Okay. So if I remember last time it was 151 or something. Yeah. So look for the plugin. What kind of plugin categories and all. See, these are the plugins available. So now I want the plugins. I want the plugins which is related to the rules. So what do we do in this case? Nothing. Just type a rules here. Search for it. These are the plugins which is having rules. Free plugins. Actually. You can have a paid plugins also. Okay. So now how do we install this? So you can download. There's each plugins. This is a commercial value. This you see the commercial red means you have to pay for it. Others are free actually. So how do I install it? So there's many ways to install it. One of the simplest way I said. These are the plugins which is you can see it's not installed but it's there. So what to do? Now search for rules. Search for rules. See, there's so many rules we have. Now check style. I don't know whether you know or not. Check style was a Java SCA tool actually. Where is that? Do we have that URL? I think I closed it. It's here. See here. Java. Do you have check style? Here it is. So you want this one? This was not available earlier, but now you can install it. So here you have a check style. You see here. Find bugs also there here. These all are free one. That's the reason I'm showing you. You don't have to buy for it. Many good security related rules you have to buy for it. Find bugs means this will help you. This SCA tool will help you. This has hundreds of rules, and this will help you to find bugs in the software, but in Java project. This plugin will, this SCA tool will help you to check the maintainability issue, check styling. Security issues here, PMD, you can see. Emma also is there, but quickly I cannot see that. So I have to search for it. Emma, no, it's not there in this list. I've been using that. Yeah. So what to do? Nothing. Go here, install it. Let's say check style. So remember that what was the number of rules I had? 619. Please remember that. Now I'm installing the check style. Install it. And restart the server from the web. All this thing you can do manually also. Let's say if you want to install manually, not through automated way. So what to do? So you have to go to Rajesh, and you have to go to this location. Download the jar file, okay, of that check style, and put it in the inside this extension here. This is the place under this location, and then restart, stop, and start the services. Right now I have not downloaded, but you can do that. That is also possible. So I install the check style, right? I want to know where it got copied. See here, it has come here. So I did install through the UI, and it came ultimately here, right? So now let's look at for login this. And go to the home, admin, and the password was admin123, I guess. Done. Never. And now go to the rules. Look at this Java 804. You see the last one, count 609. So did you understand how do we get the rules, more rules if you wanted? One of the method which I taught you. All of you?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so you can get so most of the security rules are paid, okay, but other rules like maintainability, reliability, in order to find a bugs and all stuff like that, it'll be free. So explore your own option. I told you hundreds of SEO tools are there. You have to discuss with your project developers what they want, what they like, what they want, don't like, and stuff like that. So here you have a rules, but you know what, guys? You must be thinking, all the rules get applied of the Java on my source code. No, that's not the case. You know what? The rules, whatever you're seeing, 804 is not applied on the source code. Then you'll ask which rules got applied on the source code. So actually, which rules from out of 804 rules should be applied, or which rules we should not applied? How do I decide? That is decided by quality profiles. Yeah. So what is the quality profile? Quality profile are a collections of rules to apply during an analysis. So basically, if you remember that, I did not run the rules, I run the quality profile. So you can say it's like a folder for the rules. Profile, we call it quality profile. If you want to see that quality profile, look at this here. Some profile got run, and I'm just checking it. See here. So then you will say, Rajesh, I did not specify the quality profile last run 2 times. So how did it happen? So what is happening? What Sonarqube did, for every languages, they created one profile. Sonarway, named with the Sonarway only. And this is the built-in much. And they add some of the rules inside that. So as part of the installation itself, you get it. So knowingly, unknowingly, what has happened in my last 2 run, this profile is used because Java, and these many rules were there, and I used 36 minutes ago. Oh, sorry, used 10 minutes ago and updated 36 minutes ago, which is installation time. And you see that JSP, it was never used. JSON, it was never used. Kotlin is never used. PHP is never used. Like that. Are you understanding, all of you? So basically, knowingly and unknowingly, you run these profile, which is default, built in. and so on. In PHP, if you see that here, there are three profiles which we have. One is a Drupal. Drupal is one of the open source product actually, like a Joomla and WordPress. And here you have PSR and this is Sonarqube. Sonarqube, you have a 162 rules to check the source code of PHP. Yeah, someone was asking question. Yeah, any questions? All of you? Hello, I'm audible, right?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, great. So guys, these are the profiles. Now you'll say, Rajesh, I don't like a built-in profile. I'm not happy with that. My developer says we need this many rules only, and which is not a profile, which is not in the default profile, and don't want to modify that also. You can modify this profile actually. Compare, copy, extend, you can do that. But I don't want to do that. So let me create my own profile list. Create. What is the profile? This is for the DevOps school project. Which language? Of course, Java, because I have right now Java. So you have to create a profile for every language separately. Okay. Parent check style, I am not going to specify anything, and done. Look at this here. My profile name is DevOps school. Type is Java. How many active rules we have related to bugs, security, code smell, and security hotspot 000. How many rules I am having in my repository? So 804 here. So total I am having 804, but I am having active none of these is part of this profile. So what to do? Nothing. Activate more. And now one by one you will study each rules and you say, okay, I want this one for my DevOps project. Activate. One, activate. This one I want, activate. But I'm getting bored with that. I don't want to do all these things one by one, but you should do actually one by one. Okay, once in a time you have to do that. But right now, just for the demo, I'll just take all profile, all the rules for Java and activate for the demo. Bulk of update I did. 804 rules I updated for the DevOps school profile. And done. Out of it, 648 rules got changed and 153 ignored because of some reason and maybe deprecation or something. Done. So can we go to the quality profile? Can we go to the Java section? Can we go to the, where is the Java section? Here, and you see that how many rules you have? 651. And 10 out of it is deprecated, remaining I think it got ignored or something. So this is done. I created my own profile. But the problem is this profile you will use for which project? So that's where you have to specify the project. Change project with this one. I select the projects and now you have a Nokia project. That means now onwards, this project, which is Nokia X, will be using this profile, which is called DevOps tool, which has total 651 rules, out of which these are the rules which we have. Did you understand, all of you?
Yes.
So now next time when you run, this is the third time I'm running, okay? And I should do the modification. I'm not changing the code though. It's not, but yeah, this is the here. So I'm running this is the third time. I'll show you this three scans. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, something like that. And now my scanner will read the profile, which is a DevOps full profile I created. Earlier it was Sonarqube, which was a default. So if the one project is not having profile assigned, it will take the default profile. Very simple rule. Okay, very simple rule. And if I see that, see, look at this line. That's the reason I insisted all of you multiple times to read the each lines of it. You will understand many things actually. So this time it's been used a DevOps school profile, and DevOps school profile has a more rules actually compared to the last one. So I think I should be having some junk reports also. Let's see that. And now check style also has been used. Okay. and refresh. Go to the project, and earlier we had a 4 code smell, right? Remember? So just wait for it. Still is running. Done. Refresh it and go to this. See here, you can compare the between the last one also. New code you have got. There's no new code, you got it. So overall code, there should be more actually, but now it's got refresh. Earlier it not got refresh. Sorry. So here in the new code, there's no code changes actually, but overall the debt got increased because of earlier we had a 4 code smell, now got a 43. Lots of flag, a false flag also is there, but because of more rules you run, more reports you get. Okay, some of the duplicate reports will be there, and maintainability is become a D, and now you can fix and do this stuff. See, these are the issues. Start working. It's many of the false flag actually, but activity. See that 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. See the differences. 1.1, 1.2. Okay, click on this. See the difference 1.2, 1.3. See the timeline. Are you able to understand all of you? All of you?
Yes, this time.
Okay. So now after understanding the quality profile, like that you have to create a quality profile. Okay. You have to work with the developers, senior developers, and then build a quality profile for your each project. After that, what do you need to do? So there is one option which I see here is called quality gate. What is a quality gate? So quality gate, remember that I've been telling you again and again, this is for managing the quality, code quality. This Sonarqube we are using for managing the code quality and test quality. Okay, test quality though I have not covered actually, but I'll show you that some results in some time. But code quality. So what is a gate actually? So quality gate basically is for the release manager or enterprise architect or project architect or manager or something like that. He will say, hey, to all the engineers, they will say, if you do not deliver the code, quality code with certain parameters, then I'm not going to take up that code for the release. Just imagine your release manager, your manager is saying, I'm not going to take this code because this code is not fulfilling my release requirement. There should be 0 bugs or 1 bugs or 0 security issues. Maintainability issues should be let's say less than 5 or 10, something like that. So if you'll send, I'll put it in this way. Let me put it in this way. If I send you, if your manager is send you an email saying that, hey, you have to do this through email, are you going to listen to him? No, you will not listen to him. He will keep repeating the same thing, and you probably ignore it and busy in your stuff. But that is what the Sonarqube is helping here. Sonarqube is saying, hey, all the managers, release managers, project managers, you come to this place and create automated gate, and you say whatever the condition you want to apply to on the project. That means you are saying your project, hey, you should be having 0 bugs or 1 bugs allowed, 0 security issues allowed, technical debt maybe 5 or 10 I will allow, and those who fulfill that condition, those projects will be passed. You see the passed message here, all of you? Passed. This means this project, the one which I'm having Nokia X, is passing all the conditions. That means this project can be used for the release purpose. But if it is failed, then it's cannot be used for the release purpose. So all the pressures goes back to the developers and saying that, hey, you have to fix that issue because it's not passing the parameter which is condition, all this for the release. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So now the question is, this quality gates, there's one quality gate which is set by Sonarqube, which is a default built-in, and which has the condition which is very low, and because of that, my project was passing all the time, very low. But I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm going to create my own quality gate. Sorry. So create a quality gate. This is a DevOps school quality gate, and here in this I'm going to add a project. So which projects I'm going to add it? So okay, they're saying before adding a project, you have to add a condition. Let me add the condition. Add a condition on the new code or overall code. New code means upcoming code, future code. But I want to on overall code because I'm not setting up CI for this. So on overall code, what is this? So I set code smell. Right now 43 code smell is there, right? Where I decided is greater than 10. That means if I will allow up to the 10 code smell, but more than that, not allow. I'll add one more condition. This time overall duplicate code. Duplicate lines, I will not allow more than 2%. But where I have some 20% or something, I don't remember though. Yeah. So these are the code, these are the conditions like that. You have to add it. Release managers will add this kind of conditions saying that, hey, I don't allow the bugs on overall code, bugs here more than one I will not allow. But security vulnerability issues, I will not allow 0 in fact, which is anyways in my source code is not there. Okay, and here. So you will add certain conditions like that and apply to the project which you are trying to do Nokia X. Done. So now I put the gate for Nokia X, and the condition is bugs should be maximum 1, code smell should be lesser than 10, duplicate line lesser than 2%, and vulnerability not even 0. So I set up my quality gates. Are you understanding all of you?
Yes.
So what to do now? Run one more time. Remember that last scan it was passing. The quality gate was this the passing. Let me run one more time. It will fail few conditions actually, and few condition it will pass. I did not change the version though, and I run it. And if you look at the log, you will see the quality gate DevOps tool has been applied somewhere. But let me refresh it. And now you know that each and every one from the project, you know that why it got failed. There's a 2 condition got failed, which is duplicate line. You have a duplicate line more, and code smell you have a 43, whereas the target was 10. Duplicate lines we had 48.6%, whereas the target was 2%. Now this code is a waste actually for your project and for your company. That means the release criteria, the quality standard for the code for that particular release is not met. And now this is a technical debt actually. This is a technical debt, and this is not good actually. Though we have only 3 hours of technical debt, but in real time you may have numbers may grow in thousands and all. That's not good actually. So every time we should do from the first day of the product development all this time. Are you understanding all of you quality gates?
Yes.
So now administration, next time. Under the administration, many options are there. Okay, some of the options which is very easy to understand. For example, if you go to the security, here you can add more users actually. You can create a user, and I don't think you'll struggle for it. Here you can create a group. So 3 groups are there by default. You can create a more group, assign more users into that, and stuff like that. You can set the permission, global permission for the each group. This is a group or user. So this is the group and this is the user. So each user who is supposed to do what, you can set that. So here you see that administrator group is having all the privileges and all, and anyone in Sonarqube. So these are easy to understand, easy to work with it. Here you can work with the project management. So I have only one project. You can delete this, edit permissions, and blah 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 things. You can do that. This is all the system information. You can get it here, like about your Sonarqube. So here you see all the variables which you can. So right now I'm at the database which I'm using is H2. Web configurations, compute configurations, all this in environment for the things we have here. Marketplace, we tried actually installing the plugin. Configuration sections, here you have a multiple configuration for the entire project. Let me tell you one thing here. The configuration you can find at the Sonarqube level also, this which you can see here, Sonarqube level. And this configuration you can override at the project level also. For example, Nokia X project setting, you can override this. This is a project specific. Okay, so two level of configurations which you have it. So remember that. So here, let's say few things which you can change it, an inclusion, exclusion, and all stuff like that. Test file and many things are there. So right now I'm not complicating. Here you have linters actually. Linters here, general Jacoco, which is here, code coverage. Okay, so XML file path you have to give it, languages and etc. So many features are there here. Now what I will do, I will run one of the projects which you will have a lots of other source code. So let's do one thing. Let's go for here, Maven and Gradle. Go for lab projects, repository, Sonar. Now you see this project, Sonar scanning exam. Okay. Click on it. And this project I'm putting in the notepad. This project, scanner here, source code. This project, you have a sample project for almost every programming language. For example, here you see this is the Ant one. This is for Linux. This is for Gradle. This is also for Gradle. This is for Maven, MS Build. This is the command line and stuff like that. So I will clone this. Guys, I'm just muting you guys. Yeah. So this project, you will clone it. I think I have already done so. Let me show you, which is here. Okay. So here you have a multiple sample projects. So now how do you implement with the Maven? So look at this. This is the 3 Maven projects you have. I'll show you the only basic one, Maven basic. Okay. So all of you have understood the Maven, right? Maven session has been done or not? Okay. Maven will be done next time. Next will be Maven actually. Okay. So Maven and Gradle, you will learn that. So I think Maven fundamental you don't understand. So, but anyways, I'll teach you. So this is Maven file. So the question is, how do we integrate scanner with the Maven? So nothing you have to do. You have to add these lines of code here. That's all. This is the scanner. Okay. So you don't have to download any jar file, and automatically it will be downloaded. So this code you have to run it. You have to add it in the pom.xml. Okay. And here you have a Jacob code coverage. This I'll talk about after 2 weeks actually. So here it's compiler. So this code you have to run it. And after that, what you have to do is, Maven is installed in my laptop. Okay. The command which you need to run is ambien sonar. Now you must be asking, Rajesh, how do you know that? So actually, if you go to this documentation, which is here, Maven, they have all the details here. So first install the Maven, which I have. Java I have in my laptop. Some global setting configurations you have to do, which is here. This I did not do that. I'm looking for some errors. Okay. So Sonar should be there, which I did not do that. And how do we do the analysis? So here sonar. Okay, this is the goal for Maven, clean verify. This is the real. Now here authentication token you can give it for authentic. Maven should authenticate the Sonarqube. Okay, so these are the way you can run it. So now many things you are not understood because some of you don't understand the Maven, which I'll teach you next class. But this is how it is. So what to do? I am going to first thing set up the profile under the profile. So this is the profile. I'm going to set it up and where's my 192.168.1.11 I think, correct now? And this is the host. Okay, and now you'll say, Rajesh, why you are not putting user ID and password? So it's not required because you are accessing to the token. Token is another way to authenticate. Either you can authenticate using user ID and password or token. So here is token. You can pass the user ID and password also, by the way, it's not a problem. But what to do in order to pass the user ID and password? So you have to do something like this. Sonar user is equal to admin and sonar password is equal to admin123 like this. So depends on that which authentications you want. I'll use this one right now just so for the quick demo. Okay, so now if I see in my pom.xml this plugin is added. This plugin itself is a jar file. It will be downloaded by the man. Okay, so after that what you have to do, you have to modify the setting.xml and add this profile where the server informations are there. So can we go in setting.xml? Don't worry about that. I'll teach you all this stuff in the session of Maven and Gradle. So go to the Maven. Where is Maven? Here. Go to the conf file and setting.xml. Okay. So I'm modifying the setting.xml. Where is the profile? I look for the profiles. Here it is. And you know what? I think last session I had already added. Just need to change the IP address 1.11. Done. So guys, this code you have to add in the setting.xml for the recording purpose. I'm telling you, maybe some of you may not understand what is setting.xml, what is the pom.xml. So you don't need to know that. So in simple, you modify the pom.xml, add this entry is there, modify the setting.xml, this entry is there. These are two things you have to do, and after that you have to run this command. And token I did not have, so I have to get it. So go to the token, user, my account, security, and token for what? Maven and user token. Copy, paste. So are you understanding, all of you? This for the Maven way. How do you run Maven scanning? I mean, how do you run scanner using Maven? Are you able to understand? How to run Sonarqube using Maven? I'm just writing just for your sake of step number 1. Modify pom.xml for scanner. Which one? I'll show you the code. This is the code which will download the scanner. Step number 2, modify setting.xml for path. I mean Sonar server path and profile. And step number 3, this command, run below command. Now, are you comfortable? All of you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now can we do this? Run this code which I downloaded, which has everything. So the sample code, I would like to show you the sample code also. Where is that? Sonarqube example Maven basic. This is sample code. This is the main. There's some test cases also there. Coverage reports also you have. So everything you have it in this coverage report. I see that here you have. Okay. So let's go and run it. And enter. So I call the profile for Sonar. I run already. It's just waiting for something. This is the problem for the stack. I'll do one thing. Yes. This was a problem. It was hitting to my Artifactory server. I cancel this. This Maven things will teach you little later. Rerun this code. Now that will not stuck. So I modify this code. There's some problem in setting.xml. So what could be the problem? Line number, look at this, 289. So 289. Okay, so when I declare the profile, I have to activate this one. And just a second. Let me run one more time. There's a problem. 290. Starting. Okay, my bad. See, this is the wrong command. That's you have to clear. This should not be commented. That was a problem. So clear the screen. Should be okay now. Let's see. Yeah. So now everything will happen, scanning and all. So this is through the Maven way to 3 steps, just remember. Now you have to gain the fundamental knowledge of Maven. Okay. And then you can run it. Just wait for it. The project name for this is pom.xml. This is the project name that I told you, right? Maven property file for the project is not being created. They will read from here. So this is your project name, Maven basic or whatever it is, and it will take few minutes. So let it happen, this one in the background. Now I'll show you the Gradle way. How do you do that? I know that most of you don't know Gradle, but just I want to show you how the Gradle scanning is done. So here in the Gradle scanning, you first thing, same fundamentals. You have a scanner somewhere, and then server. and then access, and you run this one. So same way, you have to provide the server location somewhere. So where can we have it? So there's a two file. These two files you have to look for it. Okay, three files: setting.gradle, build.gradle, gradle.property. Now what exactly those are, I'll teach you. Don't worry about that. And you have to open up this file. These are sample projects. It will be easy to understand. So build.gradle, this is the one. Build gradle.properties, this is the one. This and setting.gradle. So this is the one. Three files. Now in the setting.gradle, if you see that there's no much entry for the Sonarqube, only the project name. It's for the Gradle purpose. Gradle.property, if you see that there's no change for the Sonarqube. Build.gradle, if I see, go to the build.gradle, then here you see the entries for it. So here, look at this plugin. Which plugin you want? So Sonarqube 2.7 Gradle plugins you want, and here we are configuring this plugin, Sonar property plugins, and here more entries will come. This is a sample, and more or less this is the stuff. Now one entry I'm missing here, and that is I think I missed that entry, which is a path and username and all. So I think this is the project properties, project name. This is the variable which is taken sonar.project name from here. This is not a full code actually, just a second. Let me check. Okay, just a second, let me search for it, because this path is missing, so we can do that for it. Yeah, so grep -r-l and sonar, that's all, and I'll just type dot, let it search for it. Meanwhile, I'll see the build. Now you see the Maven build got successful. There's a Maven build, yeah. And now go to the Maven, Sonarqube, and here is your project. Example of basic Maven project. Now here you see you have 30 minutes of debt only, 3 code smell, and coverage report is 60%. This I wanted to show you. So how come coverage report is 60%? So here if you see that, go to the Maven project, basic, here target location, this is the unit test site, yeah. So Jacopo, yeah. So this is the coverage reports actually. See here, 63%. So what they basically do that, Sonarqube. So this is the Jacopo reports, okay. And now this file is important, jacopo.xml file, okay. So what has happened here? If you look at the project in this, go to the project setting, general here, and here you see somewhere you have a Jacopo here. So it's basically this what is happening for this project, they read the file which is this Jacopo XML coverage reports, which is here, jacopo.xml by default, and whatever the content of it, this one, in fact this one, all are same actually. This is for us, this is for CSV, this is an XML version, and whatever is there, they display you here as part of the coverage. That means coverage is 60%, and unit test cases is only one. How come it's coming? So unit test cases is there in the SIR file reports here. This is the XML file. Okay, so unit test cases is coming from that place, and they read basically these files and display that, okay, what was the coverage reports and what is the unit test cases and all stuff like that, and complete detail of coverage also you get. By the way, coverage topic is pending. Jacopo will be done after 2-3 weeks and will be done. So now, are you guys understanding this whole pictures of Sonarqube? All of you?
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
Rajesh.
Following you.
Okay, so now let's look at the this one also, Gradle also. So Gradle, I'm just looking for the code. Okay, I was searching for something, right? So here I have some check style. So I have some issues, build.gradle, readme, setting.gradle. So build.gradle, I open up, I did not find that much. Okay,
Can we
still I
take
will
5
go ahead.
minutes break and then start?
I think this should be done in 10-15 minutes. So I think, can we, instead of for break for 10 minutes, just let's complete this and then we'll come out of it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now the question is, how do we run it? So I am going for and directly running it. Remember that in my machine, Gradle is set. Gradle also I'll teach you separate sessions, which we have it. Before that, I want to validate one thing for myself, and that is the settings which is not complete. So anyways, I'll check a little bit later in extra thing. But the question is, how do we run this Gradle project for the scanning purpose? So this I'll show you that tomorrow also, because tomorrow we have a Gradle session. So just type Gradle tasks. So remember that in you have to understand this concept, and Maven Gradle, and one more thing I must add, MS build. So MS build, what we have in Ant, what we have, we call it target. Okay, please hard code this statement. In MS build also we call it a target for build, compile, or whatever it is. Maven we call it a goal, and Gradle we call it tasks. So if you see that my last command, this was a goal actually. Clean is a goal, verify is a goal, sonar is a goal actually. But here we'll have a tasks. But the problem is I don't remember the task which should be for me to run the scanning. So I said, hey, give me all tasks, whichever you have for this project. So I'll get all the tasks now, and I will choose one of these which will do the scanning. So Gradle is installed in my laptop, and I'm displaying all the tasks. Let's wait for a few seconds. It's taking little time because during the scanning it download all the dependencies actually. Okay, so after this command there'll be multiple tasks, out of which one I'll pick. I'll run Gradle that particular task, and the scanning will happen. So let it happen. Now let it happen background. Now if you see that here, go to the Sonarqube, and here there's a few more options which you see. Create a project. Now this was coming earlier, this window was coming earlier, which I did not discuss. So you know what, Sonarqube directly can read your GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket or Azure DevOps, the repository in Azure DevOps, and scan out. That is also possible. Okay, so this you have to configure manually. I have shown you the manually. If you see that here, let's say project name XYZ, set up this project. Now whatever locally, see, this is the one which I showed you. Jenkins, I'll show you in the Jenkins session. Okay, so locally, see here, token you are generating, generate a token. This is the token. Continue. And what kind of projects you have? Maven projects. Now you see that this command I have already run for Maven, so you have to do that, follow the documentation and do the stuff. Now let's say come to create project, more, let's say GitHub. So here configuration name, let's say GitHub, and URL is I'm using the GitHub URL, it's a cloud. If it is enterprise, different URL. GitHub app ID, client ID, client secret, all these things you can provide from the GitHub. So the moment you provide, you'll be able to sync all the repository. Okay, after this, and then you'll be able to run the scan for the repository also. So this is something which you can also do that. Okay, stuck actually. Okay, so far any questions which anyone have? Any questions? My system is little slow maybe, so it's happening little slow.
So, what is the difference between Artify and this Sonarqube?
I think someone is asking question, but it's not audible to me.
Yeah, the difference between the Fortify and Scan, Sonarqube.
So just a second, let me cover this question a little bit later. So now you see that there's so much of tasks has come. Okay, build tasks, setup tasks, distribution tasks, you know, these are the tasks, verification tasks. So right now, and here some more tasks are there. So right now, the task which I'm going to run is, I'm just checking the Sonarqube tasks. This is Sonarqube somewhere. Here. So if I see that, oh no, not this one, not this one. I think check, all the check. I'm not able to locate that. Maybe this project is not successfully configured. So I'll do one thing. I'll just in the Gradle session, I will check this project and properly, because I'm not able to locate the task which I should do that. So you can also validate how. So you can go to documentation, look for the Gradle and download this Gradle scanner. Yeah, this one I was looking for. So this project, the one which I was showing you, this was lacking some properties, and this property was there. I saw that in the build.gradle, which is here, and but this one was not there. This was lacking in the gradle.property. If you go, you have to specify this location. Okay, so that was missing, and finally the task which I was talking about, which I was not able to get it, and that was what is the tasks? This document also is missing. I think this task should be there. project task Sonarqube, and depends on another task. So Sonarqube task itself should be there, but because this configuration is not properly, I need to check one more time. So that task is not coming. So Sonarqube is a task, it should come. Yeah. So I'll do one thing in the Gradle session. I'll keep it configured and this project and then get it done. Okay. So now next question is, how do we take a backup? Okay. How do we take a backup? So if you want to take a backup, first you have to take a backup of database. Okay. Now depends on whether it's you are using Postgres, H2 or Oracle. So those database you can take a backup using the, for example, how to take Postgres database backup. So those are the commands you can run, dump commands, and take a backup for the Postgres. Oracle also something similar, instruction will be there. H2 database is located at this place. This place, which is data directory here. So if you want to take a backup, you can take a backup for this directory. Now the some of the files which is important, plugins which you installed. So extension, right now I install the check style. So this information you need to have, and after that conf directory you have to take a backup. Rest of the things is not required because you can get with the application also. So these are the things you have to take a backup. Now next question is, how do I change my database from H2 to Oracle or Postgres? How do I change it? So for that you have to go to the configuration file and modify this file. So vi sonar.property, stop the Sonarqube, and here you see the default database is set. So now here it is. Now if you want to use some other database than H2 database, for example, let's say you are using Oracle. So modify this all these entries, username, password, database name, and also like, and do that. Here this is the entry for Postgres. If you look at this here, you uncomment this line and modify this Postgres wherever the Postgres is running, the database name, schema, my schema, and good to go. So like that, if you want to modify this MySQL server, you have to do this. Stop this, modify these changes, and start the database, start the Sonarqube server, and that will be done. One more questions typically we have in Sonarqube, and that is, how do I do the CI/CD integration? For example, I want to integrate Sonarqube with Jenkins for our course. So we have to use this plugin, which is here. This is the plugin on Jenkins. Remember Jenkins site. Okay. So we have to install this plugin and use it. Now this plugin I will show you in the Jenkins session because Jenkins is not installed right now. All these things you have to do in the Jenkins. So you have to install the Jenkins plugin and you have to use in the job those plugins to do the analysis. Okay. So more or less this is a Sonarqube. Anyone have any questions so far? Anyone? Okay. One question someone asked, what is the difference between Sonarqube and Fortify? Correct? So
Yes, right.
yeah. So Fortify is having family of products. Okay, this is a company name, Micro Focus or something like that. Let me use the right name actually. Say Fortify Micro Focus. Yes. So Fortify is a suite basically. They have a product for SAST also. They have a product for Dashed also. They have a product for RASP also. Now you will ask me, what is a SAST? So SAST basically is a same way which we call it SC, static code analysis, the one which we use Sonarqube. Okay, Sonarqube, the one which you use it, that's a SAST. So 45 is code scanner. There is one product, code analyzer, static code analyzer. This is the product which is equal to Sonarqube and is equal to SAST 2. Understood now? So 45 static code analyzer is equal to Sonarqube is equal to SAST. Clear?
Yes, Raj.
Yeah. Now they have a dashed also. So dashed means just say 45 dashed. Dashed means during the build time or during the testing time this will be used. Web inspect, they call it web install. So 45 you have one product which is called web inspect. Okay, inspect for the dashed. During the testing time you can use to scan the security issues and stuff like that. And they have a RASP also. So basically they have a suite of product for different SaaS dashed and stuff like that. So right now Sonarqube, which we have for the SaaS, SCA, whatever it is, and get going. This, if you want to compare Sonarqube, you have to compare 45 static code analyzer. Make sense?
Yes, Raj. Yeah.
Okay, more questions, guys?
What is RASP here?
This is during the runtime. See here, this is a code analysis, more or less static code analysis. This is the during the during the analysis during testing. During testing, this is basically for the security check and all. Security and all. Now this is during the production analysis during production run, means it running the production server. Now what is a full form which is called runtime? I always forget this. So runtime application self protection. Okay, dashed means dynamic application security testing during the test during the testing process. SAST, which is during the coding we do that. Static application security testing. In simple, many people they call it SC also, something like that. Make sense?
Okay, so 45 we can configure the CI pipeline like Sonarqube, or
45 is not the one product, by the way. I'm telling you, they have a multiple product. Mind it. So when we say 45, you can use it. Which product? 45 is an umbrella, it's a suit.
Yeah, agree.
Okay. Any last questions anyone have?
What will be
Okay,
tomorrow's session about?
so tomorrow I'm going to teach you two topics. One is Maven and then one is Gradle. So these two topics we are going to work with tomorrow and get started.
Sorry, Rajesh, what is it? What is it for tomorrow, please?
Maven and Gradle. I'm typing it also.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, then see you. Have a nice Saturday. Keep practicing it. I'll send you all the details through the WhatsApp. Bye, everyone.
And yeah, Rajesh, you have a minute?
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah.